What's up, my YouTubers and my magic brethren? Today we're going to learn 3 ways to do a card prediction. All 3 of them are going to use an envelope, and all 3 of them are going to use a card force. Now, if you don't know what a card force is, a card force is a way to make the spectator or the person watching your trick choose a card that you want them to choose. None of these are going to use too much sleight of hand. They're super easy, and they're go-to for me when somebody just throws me a deck of cards and says, show me a trick.
Do a magic trick!
So let's start with the first one. We're going to go through the cards one at a time, just like this, and anytime, Mr. Spectator, you want to stop, you can stop. In fact, we can go through them face up, just so you can see that every card is different. And let's say they say stop here, and I say perfect, remember that card. Got it memorized, perfect. We will hide it inside the deck. Now, over here I have an envelope. Inside this envelope is a prediction. And I will take it out. Now, for the first time, name your card out loud. And of course they say Queen of Hearts, and I say, yeah, that's right, yeah. I'm kidding. Of course, the Queen of Hearts. I'm teaching you the trick. How wouldn't it be the Queen of Hearts? Now, in all of these tricks, it's going to be the Queen of Hearts. Spoiler alert. So, I'm going to put that back in here. And this is the way that this trick works. Alright? So we can spread out through the cards. You can show all the cards are different. Now, you don't have to start with the Queen in the right spot. And the right spot would be the bottom. But, grab a deck of cards from somebody. And you can kind of spread through them like this, just to see if all the cards, like, oh, is this a normal deck? This isn't a trick deck, is it? And then spread through them, and when I get to the Queen of Hearts, right there, I cut with my hands as I'm talking, and I say, yeah, this is a normal deck, alright, and then I place the Queen on the bottom. It's that simple. This move right here I love this move. It is not a sleight, it is super easy, and for some reason, it always works. I have never been caught doing this. So, if the Queen is in the middle, you just spread till you get to her while you're talking, like, I don't know, this is a normal deck of cards. Alright, maybe it might fit my high deck of cards standards here, and then I put them back together just like that. Nobody is the wiser. I say, tell you what, let's go through the cards one at a time, just like this. Now, you'll see that the Queen, even though she is on the bottom, I'm not pulling from her. That's because I'm doing what's called the pinky pull-down move. This is a sleight, technically, but it's super easy. So what you do is you hold the deck. You kind of want it not too far in your hands. You don't want it back here because you're going to do a pinky slide, and if you do it back here, it'll poke out the bottom of your hand, and they're going to be like, why isn't that card not moving? So you put the cards up here, you pull it down just a slight bit. It really only needs like as much as you see right there, which might be a ½ inch. You don't even need that much. You just need enough for the flesh of your hand to pull the card right above it. So I pull right above it, and I put the cards face up just so they can see that all the cards are different if you are using your own deck. That is somewhat important. And as soon as they say stop, as I lift my hand like this, I'm just going to take my pinky and push that card in like that. So my pinky goes, eh. So as I lift up, so it kind of covers my pinky going, eh. It makes that sound too. Hopefully it won't while you're performing, or it'll give away the trick. You don't want it to go, eh. I'm like, oh. So you show them that card. You don't see that card. You do, by the way, on this trick, you want to make this a pretty easy to memorize card. So don't use a club. People have a harder time memorizing clubs for some reason. But hearts are always good to use. So I put the heart and I place it down here after they memorize it. If there's more people, always show the other people that card too. Obviously, you don't look at it. Then you take out your envelope, and you can do my stupid joke of, yep, that's the Queen, and then start putting it back away. I love that. I think that's funny. But and then take it out again and show them the Queen. They'll usually look inside the envelope if there's anything else. And of course, there is not, because you're magic boy or girl. And magic boy or girl doesn't make mistakes. Alright, so let's do trick number 2. So, for trick number 2, it's a little bit more devious. The way I do this is I first explain what I want them to do by showing them the best way to explain. So I say, look, you're going to take the cards, you are going to shuffle them like this, and I shuffle a few times. They don't have to do a riffle shuffle. And then I say, I want you to then deal down the cards into a pile, but they don't have to be a clean pile. It can be messy. That's totally fine. And whenever you want, you just stop, okay? And then I put the cards back together and I hand it to them and let them do all of that. And they will do all of that. They will take the cards, they will shuffle them. Maybe they do a little, like a one-handed shuffle where they bring the cards over to the side like this. They intertwine them and then they just do that. They won't do that. That's something a lonely guy does. Actually, if they do that, you need to stop this trick right now and bail because they're going to know what you're about to do. Alright, so let's just say they do everything you said and they keep piling down the cards and they stop here, like that. You're going to say, alright, and that's when you introduce your envelope. I say, look, I have an envelope here that has inside of it a prediction, a beautiful prediction. Okay, it's just normal prediction, but let me show you. Inside of the envelope, I have a card. Alright? But before we look at that card, I want you to look at the last card you dealt. And of course, they're going to look at the last card they dealt. Ooh, it's the Queen of Hearts. I wonder. No. Yeah, of course. You know what's happening in this video. So, how do you do that? Super easy. This queen's not in the deck. That's how you do it. So, obviously, your prediction goes inside the envelope, like that. Your queen underneath the envelope. Ooh, devious. Your cards go together, and now, because the queen's not in there, they can shuffle it all they want. When I put this, I'd like to put this in a pocket, so that way it's just hidden underneath, and when you pull it out of your pocket, you just make sure to pull it out this way, and don't pull it out this way, or you'll look, stupid. They'll know what's going on. They'll pick it up. So, you pull it out, and don't place it on the table. You have this out of sight until the moment you need it, all right? So I put that into a pocket. We're just going to put it on the table just for clarity's sake. So I show them first what you want them to do, and then give them the cards and have them do it, all right? So you show them the whole pile thing. You want them to do this pretty much exactly the way you are, and you don't want them to square this up every once in a while. Some people will do that. They're like, I don't know, weirdos like Howie Mandel or something. But you don't want them to do that because the messier it is, the easier it is to hide the card that you're about to sneak on top of it, if you haven't figured out where this is going. So, you give them the cards, they shuffle, they deal a bunch of cards off, and then they put them to the side like this, right? That's all the easy stuff. This is the hardest part. The one advice I will give you is, I did this for the video, to make the writing go this way, but I would actually make the writing go long ways because it's going to be easier for you to sneak that card right on top. Another good golden hint is have the card sealed so that lip doesn't get in the way and catch the card when you pull away the envelope. But again, I'm doing a video, so I didn't want to seal that. So you place that on top, and just like that, and then you wait. You step back and you wait and you talk about it. Inside of this envelope, I have an amazing prediction. You want to take some time away from this and just say, I have inside of this envelope a prediction, and I want to show you what that prediction is. And then I pick up the envelope and I pull out, of course, pull it out so the blue side is facing them, and then place it down. Don't show them it yet. Ask them to flip the card over first. It will look much better, and it will make them not focus on the fact that this was here as much. So they turn that over, they have the queen, and of course, shaboom, you blow their mind, they pay your rent. Well, maybe they won't. They pay for your meal, you're done. That's it. That is trick number 2. Let's do trick number 3. Alright, so trick number 3 is my favorite one, and it is the one I use on a regular basis. But it's so easy. But it is something I use a lot when I want to impress people, and it does fool people who know things like a double lift or a pass. I don't know why, but it does. And I think it's because I give them the deck first, and this time it has the queen in it, and I have them shuffle. And they shuffle all they want, and they shuffle, and when they are done shuffling, I have them hand me back the cards. And then I explain something. I say, if I were to give 2 people in this room 2 different decks of cards, and they started shuffling at the same time, the average time it would take them to reach a point where they both ended up with cards in the exact same order in both of their decks is basically like 1 to a trillion. It would take them about 1,000,000 years of shuffling for them to get to a point where they both ended up with the same exact order of a deck. So when you give somebody a deck of cards and they shuffle it, they're going to put it into their own unique order just by their shuffle. I don't know how true this is. Statistics kind of says it's true. I don't know. This is what I tell them, and it seems pretty believable to me. So their cards are now in, because they shuffled them, their order. It's kind of like their fingerprint. So I'm going to take a look at their fingerprint, and I'm going to make a prediction from their fingerprint. This is a messy fingerprint, to be honest with you. I don't... Oh, you're a weirdo. No, you don't get a lot of dates, do you? No. Tell you what, we're going to try this in a little bit more simplistic way. So, what I'd like you to do is just lift up about half the deck like this and place it to the side. So they will do that. They will lift up about half the deck. And I tell you what, we will mark that. All right, now, I have here a prediction. I know I did this in advance. Another way you could do this is have like your phone. You take out your phone, you have your picture of yourself like with the card, like, and pull out the card. We'll place that to the side. Now, take a look at the card that you cut to. And of course, it will be the Queen of Hearts. Guess what card I have? No way. Yep, it's the Queen of Hearts. I'm going to go ahead and put that. Okay, they can't do the same joke twice, right? But yep, it's the Queen of Hearts. Put it down. And of course, they're going to grab it, and they're going to find out, yes, it is the Queen of Hearts. This is not the best trick for video. So if you're judging this trick right now because you know how it works from watching it on the video, don't let that deceive you. In real life, this trick is beautiful, and it always works. I don't know why it always works, but people are always blown away by this, what I consider simple, dumb trick. Okay, so how do we do this last trick? This is my favorite trick because there's almost no setup. There's basically no setup. So the way that you do this is you have your prediction with the card inside. I put that in your pocket, somewhere like that. The next thing you do is you have them shuffle the cards, and they really can shuffle them. They shuffle them, and they shuffle them, and they shuffle them. And then you give that explanation about the fingerprints, right? I like to say, you know, if you gave two people a deck of cards and they both shuffled it, it would take them about 1,000,000 years before their shuffles matched. Which means that every time somebody shuffles a deck of cards, they're giving kind of an individualized pattern on that deck of cards. It's probably bullcrap, most likely bullcrap, but it's a good thing to say because then it gives you incentive to look at their fingerprints. So I look at their deck of cards, and I'm really just looking for Queen of Hearts, Queen of Hearts, Queen of Hearts, Queen of Hearts. And as soon as I get to the Queen of Hearts, which is right here, I make sure that it's on the top of my right hand, and there are no queens over here. So the Queen of Hearts, I split it right at that point. And I'm going to gesture, and I say, hey, your fingerprint. You might make a joke like, your fingerprint's telling me some weird astrology things. It doesn't matter. You need a reason to split your hands and then put them back together with the Queen of Hearts right now on top. And then you're going to ask them to pick up the cards and just put them over here to the side. So they're going to pick them up and put them to the side like that. And after they do that, I immediately take them and I say, I'm just going to mark where you did that. Just like that. And now, the only real trick to this is bringing their attention away from this to something else. And that's why we have the envelope. So I bring my attention to the envelope. I say inside of this envelope, I have a prediction. And I place it down on the table. And I say, but before we look at that, let's take a look at what you cut to. And then I pull it up, and by this time, it only takes a couple seconds, but for whatever reason, it always works. They forget that this is actually the top of the packet. So they flip that over, and of course, it's the Queen of Hearts. You place the deck right side, basically back, and I say, how crazy would it be? Yep, it does! Of course, someone's going to grab it at that point, and they'll flip it over, and they will show that it is the Queen of Hearts. And they match. Do not let the fact that the video of it is super obvious, because when it's live, it's not as obvious. Because everybody has these two things right here that are basically cameras. My camera is fixed. Nobody's cameras are fixed, so they're always looking away and looking, even if they don't realize it. Their brain fills in information, and we need that to happen, unlike a camera which just captures information. So their brain filling in that information is going to make this work. Trust me. So that is 3 ways to do a card prediction trick and to force a card. I hope you guys like that, and I hope to see you later, maybe some other time. Remember, if you like the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe or consider subscribing, and leave me a comment. Let me know, what would you like to see next? Other than that, I will see you guys later.